All right, welcome everybody to the Spot Podcast. I appreciate you guys stopping by. We have here Las Vegas gal.
Woo, woo.
To be honest with you, go ahead and tell them your name.
Lacey Cerrone, but you can just call me Las Vegas gal. That's what everybody calls me for the most part.
Las Vegas gal, Miss Lacey Cerrone. Cerrone?
Cerrone.
There we go. And my little sister's name is Lacey.
Oh, nice. Did she spell it with an I?
No.
Oh,
Lacy.
I still love her anyway.
Tell us. I'll be honest with you. When I first got you on here, when I first contacted you, my first impression was you did realty,
right?
Which I've been wanting to get somebody who did realty on here for the longest. But you do a lot of things.
Yeah.
So before we go into all that, and now I have to let you guys know I am finna dwell deep into it. She's from Kansas, and as you guys can see, I'm a Chiefs fan. I'm from Kansas. So tell us how you came from Kansas to Vegas.
Actually, Missouri, but I was born in Kansas. So my mom's doctor was over the border when it was time for me to be born. So she had to go to the Kansas hospital instead of the Missouri hospital.
Gotcha.
But my grandfather lived there as well. He had a World War II museum that he put together right before he passed away. And I think that was in Shawnee Mission. It was in Shawnee Mission. Yeah. No, it might have been even somewhere small. No, it was Concordia, Kansas was where that was. Small little baby town, at least at the time. So yeah, I was born in Kansas, but I grew up in Kansas City, Missouri, till I was about 9. My parents were strange, different kind of family. Like, I didn't come from a regular old Midwest family, although I do definitely have those values in that sense about me, people say. My parents were performers. So they used to come out to Las Vegas every weekend to do performing on the Strip and stay for, do performing with the celebrities. They toured the United States. My dad was touring with Bob Hope, a USO tour in Vietnam, things like that. So my parents were dancers and singers, and so we had a weird family. We weren't very traditional.
I wouldn't say that's weird, but that is awesome, to be honest with you.
In Kansas City, Missouri, it's definitely weird. So, I had a disco ball hanging in my living room. Nobody in Kansas City had a disco ball.
Well, that is not normal.
My dad had wigs and weird costumes that he put on during his show when he did impersonations, and we played with those instead of Barbie dolls.
Right.
So growing up in Kansas City as a performer's family, it was definitely I was the outcast kid, right? We danced, we sang, we had a dance studio. My parents were never home for dinner. They were never home on the weekends. And then over time, they realized that, Vegas was what was pulling them, traveling was becoming too much. Vegas was where business opportunity was for our family. So they uprooted us, and threw 3 kids, 2 dogs, I think some newborn kittens in the back of a real smelly car. And we made our way out here in August of '89. Yeah. So I was 9 years old. But I'll tell you what, that process of coming here and made me realize like how special Las Vegas is. That's really when I fell in love with our city, because as a kid who comes from a family that's very razzle dazzle and neon lights inside the house, right? Driving down the Strip for the first time, I'll never forget the feeling where I saw the neon lights and I just was like, oh, this is different. This is electric. This is something. At 9 years old, I just knew something was different.
Yeah.
And then as I started going to school and meeting other kids that lived here whose parents also did weird-ass jobs, right? Like, my mom's a stripper, my dad's a dealer. Nobody had normal jobs,
Nothing normal.
I felt normal. I finally felt at home and I felt normal. So I knew that this was my city. And that's honestly when I became Las Vegas gal. That's when I fell in love with our city, and I just really decided that this is... my job is to tell everybody in the world how awesome this place is. And I did. I wrote letters to my friends back home and told them how awesome it was, how much they were missing out on. And as I got older and started my career, and I had a big marketing career before I started doing what I'm doing, all the corporate companies I worked for and traveled with, all the concierges at the hotels, all the Starbucks baristas in other cities, I would not shut up about, I live in Vegas and you should too. And so...
and you should too.
And you should too. Oh, I was on a mission since I was 9. Yeah.
So
that's how I got here.
so real quick, not to cut you off, guys. I don't know if you can hear it, but we have some thumping going on our building. We do have some people working on the roof, so you guys have to excuse us for that. It was very annoying to me right now, to be honest with you, and I had to go find out what it was. I thought it was just some random person on the roof for a second.
I went and saw Kendrick Lamar and the Big Steppers last weekend. I thought you just invited the Big Steppers to be here for the show. I mean, that's not what's going on?
No.
Shoot.
All
right,
look,
we'll just roll with it then.
You got jokes on the place, so that's great. But no, go ahead and finish, though.
Yeah,
So now that you're here, you were going to school and all that. So tell me, what type of jobs were you carrying out here at that time?
So I was growing up in Vegas in the late 80s, early 90s. I sound so old when I say that because that feels so long ago, but it also feels like yesterday. But, growing up here in those days, you didn't have to have a college degree. You could literally get a job at the casino and work your way up. And so my family didn't have a lot of money. When you're performing for a living and it's hand to mouth. I had Elvis impersonators sleeping on our couch. I had random, drag queens that were part of my parents' shows from time to time, sleeping in our spare bedroom. Yeah. So, it was a unique upbringing, regardless of where we lived.
Well, it's a story to tell.
It's awesome, though. I would never change a bit of it. It was definitely trauma, and there's things that come with that.
That's everybody's life.
But who cares, right? So, I right out of high school, I was a dancer. I did theater. I of course followed suit, but, started my family young. So I have 2 kids. My daughter's 22, my son's 17. And so, I started my family at 20.
How old are you?
I'm 42. So I started my family
at
20 years old. Oh, really? But you look younger. That baby face and freckles, huh?
I'm 43.
Okay, well, you're the same age. Yeah. So, honestly, growing up here in Vegas, because there's so much opportunity, without having to have a college degree, I wanted to go to college, but my parents didn't have the money. And I don't know that they were educated enough to showcase to me, there's grants, there's free money. I could have gone to school for free probably, but I didn't. I jumped right into the career. So I jumped into the casino business right away. I worked at the Stratosphere front desk, worked at the Stratosphere VIP services desk, went from there, became an advertising coordinator with 0 experience in marketing, over to Station Casinos at Texas Station, worked my way up from advertising coordinator to advertising manager to promotions manager to player development to director of marketing. I was one of the youngest director of marketing in the nation at one point in time. No degree, still very fortunate and very grateful that our city allowed that. It's not very much like that as much anymore, but man, there was a sweet spot that I was able to take advantage of when the city was open to working your way up,
Right.
And so I stuck with marketing. I really, really liked it, and I leaned in. So I was director of marketing at Station Casinos. I worked at almost every single property that they have in the city. I left Station Casinos and went to IGT, the game manufacturer, the ones that make Wheel of Fortune and Beverly Hillbillies and I Love Lucy, all the slots. Yeah. So I went to work for them in a marketing role. Left them, went to work for an inventor that was inventing a gaming machine. He was from Stamford, Connecticut. From there, I went back to a gaming manufacturer. So I literally have bounced it. I've worked every side of the casino business you can imagine. And then my final kind of stint in the casino world was, and it really wasn't casino, was I was leaving. I opened Aliante Station as the director of marketing and player development. And I was done. I didn't want to work in the casinos anymore because, man, they make you bleed for your money. They just make you, you're 24/7 on call, 24/7. So I was ready to leave the industry, and I got a message on LinkedIn from someone who was in HR at Cirque du Soleil. Mm-hmm. And they reached out and said, we think that you have an amazing casino experience plus your entertainment knowledge from your family background. We need someone like you who can bridge the gap or help us be the liaison between our teams and run our marketing and the casino marketing. Would you please come in? Had an interview 2 days later. 4 days later, I was offered the job, and that was my last real stint in a full-fledged, full marketing. So I was head of marketing, director of marketing at Cirque du Soleil, running the resident shows division here in Las Vegas, and then worked with a lot of the resident shows in New York, in LA at the time when we had a show there, Florida, and then Las Vegas. So
wow,
yeah, and then I left there. I worked with the Jabberwockies for a little while, very very short stint of time, but then I finally just broke out on my own and started my own thing.
So from there, now you are doing. What are you doing now?
So there,
because I know you're doing realty.
Well, so now I'm doing that. So it took me about 5-6 years to really get my bearings and figure it out. When you're a corporate girl who knows she's not supposed to be a corporate girl, but stuff from your past holds you back. It's all about what you can say to yourself and manifest for yourself. So I left that corporate world. It was during a downsizing experience, and I said, I don't want to. I've topped out. I've gone to the biggest company in the city. I can't go any higher. I don't want to do casinos anymore. What am I going to do? So I took some time off, which was tough because we didn't have a lot of money. My husband at the time and I with our kids, and just tried to figure out how can I have all these people that want to work with me. I was fortunate to be able to work with some of the biggest brands in the world, Marvel Comics, Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, like all these amazing companies through my job at Cirque. All of them are calling me now knowing I'm gone and want to work with me, but what do you want me to do? I live in Vegas. I'm never going to leave Las Vegas. So what are we going to do? Marvel Comics, do you want to set up shop here? Because I'm not leaving, And at the time, remote work wasn't a thing. You go to the office. So I just did a lot of consulting. I did a lot of project-based consulting for about a year and a half. At the time, I met somebody who I started a podcast with, and we started doing that, rolled that into a media company that we were then producing podcasts for other brands and businesses like UNLV. We produced the podcast for UNLV at the time, and Tony Hawk Foundation, Misha Tate, the UFC fighter. So using all my connections, we were able to really kind of build out a little bit of a business, but still wasn't quenching my thirst for what I really wanted to do, which was tell the world how much I love my city and make it kind of come to fruition through a brand. So I inched my way through that over 5, 6, 7 years, and then I finally just said, I got to figure out how to marry my love for this city with something I can make money at, right?
Right.
I had been producing YouTube channels for other people. I've been producing podcasts for other people, but I had never put myself in front of the camera for whatever reason. Even though I'm a performer, it just for me, I was in corporate business mode, right?
Yeah.
So once and for all, I think it was 2017, I finally decided to start the Las Vegas Gal brand on Instagram. Wasn't in real estate yet, just decided, well, at least let me use this thing called Instagram to start telling people how much I love my city. And I did it very honestly and just very, very authentically, just like, hey, this is what's wonderful about living in my city. Did you know you can do this? Did you know this? Did you know this is why we're different? And it took off much faster than I expected. I was really excited. And then in that process, I was given some advice from a friend who said, why don't you do real estate? You would be so good at it. You're so personable. People love you. And you genuinely care about the process of people wanting to be happy here. Real estate makes sense. Oh, I'm not smart enough for real estate. You just get in your head. You start telling yourself, I'm not good enough. Finally took the leap, decided I was going to get my license anyway, because the deciding factor was I had a friend who I used to tour people. Anytime anybody knew somebody moving to Vegas, they would call Lacey. Lacey, I have a friend. I know I haven't talked to you in a year, but I have a friend. She's moving here. Will you show her around? Will you do what you do? Yeah, I'll do it. I'd tour them around the city. I'd show them neighborhoods. I'd take them to my favorite spots. I'd tell them why we're great. I'd spend a week showing these people around. And then I would hand them off with a nice bouquet of flowers, basically, to a friend of mine that was a realtor. So I finally did the math on how much money I had handed away in that process, and it was close to $1 million.
Whoa!
Yeah. And so grateful that I was able to do that for my friend.
Right.
And, but you can't get kickbacks from that stuff. I didn't even think to ask for it. I was doing what I loved, which was talking about my city, right?
They didn't even offer?
No, well, it's illegal to give kickbacks. It would have been nice to get a few gifts, though. But, it is what it is.
It is what it is,
right? It's
but you learned something out of it.
I learned, yeah. And so I just said, you know what? Whether or not I've got people in my life now who can help me figure this real estate thing out if I don't know what I'm doing. I'm already doing the Las Vegas Gal thing, so let's freaking figure this out. And so it all came together. It all came together in end of 2017, and took off like gangbuster. Like, oh man, my hair's still blown back from it. It's been crazy.
I can honestly see excuse me, I can honestly see like how your Instagram, your love for Vegas has just like really helped the realty aspect of it.
Yeah, because people trust me. Yeah.
Well, only on top of that, like let's say they like me, for example. Sure. I'm a transplant.
Yeah.
I came from Denver, Colorado. Now, imagine if I came out here and I'm looking for a home, right? But I have somebody also to show me around.
Right.
Like, wow. Like I'll give you a good example. When I first came out here, which was during the pandemic, first time I've ever been here.
Oh, wow.
It was in June of 2020.
So you're new.
I'm new.
Welcome to Vegas.
And I don't gamble, so there's...
Me neither.
I'm literally like, why am I here?
Oh, I'll tell you why you're here, sir. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
By the end of this, you'll never leave. Yeah.
Right. Oh, no, I don't have no plans leaving. I love it here.
Yeah.
And my wife was like, I was just out here visiting because we were she was out here visiting her family, but then the pandemic hit, so we got separated.
Oh, got it.
And so she ended up getting a small place right next door to her sister or something like that. And I was like, cool, whatever.
Yeah.
So I was out here visiting her and my son, and because we got 3 kids together.
Awesome. Yeah.
But I was visiting her, and she goes, what do you think about moving out here? And I was just like, well, what's the cost of living?
Oh.
And I'm like,
where are you moving from? Denver?
Denver.
Oh.
And it's like New York status right now. It's like, it's stupid. And I get paid pretty good.
Yeah.
I get paid good money, but I'm still struggling out there. Like that's impossible. Now, come on, make this make sense, guys. But the cost of living was far better out here.
And it still is, even though it's up. It's still amazing by comparison, And
I was just like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Save money.
And I was like, I'm tired of the snow.
Yeah.
I'm 43, about to be 44 next month. I was like, yo, no, I'm done. Done with the snow. It's got to go.
Yeah.
And then, too, if you look at it, too, I work in surgery. So if I go from being outside in the cold to going into a cold hospital to a cold OR,
Right.
I can never escape the cold. So
your bones are chilled.
It's done. So
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I love Denver.
Yeah.
But we're done, guys.
Yeah. Well, you can come visit. You don't have to stay. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
During the summer.
Yeah.
So yeah, when I got out here, and then too, I also have my own esports team.
Okay.
So like I do play video games.
Great.
I love video games. My sons, you know how that's going.
Great. Yeah.
But I have people on my esports team from all over the world, and so I saw that they got an esports arena here. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
opportunity.
Absolutely.
You know, the whole thing that your parents was seeing. I was
Vegas,
like,
man.
opportunity. And then from there, it was like, okay, so I got out here that June, whatever. And then when was it? Last February, I think it was. Which ain't even been a year. I went to my cousin because I have a family. Some family out here. I went to her and was like, "Hey, ask your husband if I can help him with his podcast."
Right.
And so as soon as we,
You have that combo, right?
we had the combo,
Yeah,
we started working, but I ended up having to leave there. And so now it was just like, yo, the opportunities are now more, expanding now. So I'm like, oh yeah, I like it. I'm much more happy.
I'm happy that you're happy here.
And then on top of that, the other thing was I was suffering from severe depression. So yeah, I was suicidal, and all that, which I am very much, everybody knows it who does watch that. I am very much into, mental health awareness.
Great. Yeah.
But since I've been out here,
yeah.
because I first started like going through my therapy back in 2020.
Snow probably didn't help either.
Hell no, I didn't.
Yeah.
And working in surgery, trust me, with these personalities, it's terrible. And but I took time off, so I took like 4 months off
That's
because I was like, oh yeah, take some time off, and that's when my wife was out here visiting, and so I was just like, take some time off, and then which I shouldn't have did because it was kind of hard to get back in the field.
Sure. But Vegas, that's what I love about Vegas is that, you landed here, you've had your own troubles, you're dealing with your own stuff with life, whatever, but you still see that there's nothing but opportunity. And doing what you're doing with the podcast and meeting, I think it's super smart being new in a city doing it like this, because this forces you to connect with new people every day or every time you broadcast, right?
Right.
Forces you to get yourself in front of new people, forces you yourself to connect with business leaders in the city and to give you a chance to expand your network the right way. So I think you're doing it right. Honestly, it's exciting for you.
I hope I am.
Yeah,
and I really, the biggest thing is I hope I'm doing something good for others.
Well, I don't know how you couldn't be. You told me your intention behind the podcast when we sat down, and I'm like, well, that's pure as pure can be. So pure intentions are going to breed pure results, in my opinion.
And that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, you're doing great.
I mean, trust me, I always question what I'm doing. Like
just keep your head down and keep
doing. There's times where I'm like, yo, am I a good person? Like, seriously, like, let's think about this. Because what is your definition of good person? So you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, things like that. Like, we all have our own perspective of things.
Yeah, it's all perspective.
And then on top of that, because, I was dealing with depression for some years there, to me, depression is like mental cancer.
Oh, 100%. It just keeps growing, yeah.
And it just eats you alive on the inside and basically trains yourself to hate yourself.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, being out here, it changes all that aspect. And like, it's just been, like you said, nothing but opportunity, and I've had nothing but fun out here. So I'm really glad my wife was like, yeah, what do you think about coming to Vegas?
I love it.
Well, let's check it out.
I love it.
And it was crazy though, because my first day out here, it was like, oh, this is what you guys do out here, which was weird because I wasn't used to it.
Sure.
And like you say, the performers and, trust me, and I don't really do the shows on the strip or like Cirque du Soleil or nothing like that. But my first experience with the performer, I was coming out of a Panda Express out here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, right off of Twain, and I was shocked. I did a triple take, not a double, triple.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, is this serious? I looked at my wife. Is this what y'all do out here?
Yeah.
She goes, oh yeah, that's Vegas for you.
Yeah.
But
well,
what it was
Twain's an interesting area of town. So let's just talk about the area you're talking about
Okay.
first, because that breeds a whole nother suspect. But
that's what I'm saying, because
Yeah.
it was a female, and she just had on literally just a string bikini.
yeah. Okay, that's because you were off of Twain.
And everything was showing.
That is not how all of Las Vegas does it.
Yeah,
Just
so I
FYI.
was trust me.
Might have been a different kind of performer, wink, wink. You know what I mean?
It was very different.
And there's no judgment, but that's probably what you were seeing. But hey,
it was, and I looked. That's why I was like
Yeah.
out in the public.
Yeah.
We're going in the Panda Express.
like, cover your eyes, kids. Yeah.
Right. And she was like, "Oh yeah, that's Vegas," because she's been out here a few times.
Yeah.
And then, but when I flew in that night. We were coming off of the airport, which is like right off the strip.
Yeah.
We were driving down the strip, and sure enough, the police had this one car blocked off because I guess it was in a gunfight.
Oh,
it was, you just see bullet holes all through, and I'm
Yikes.
like, wow, first night, great Vegas.
But she
live.
got a hold of you somehow.
Right.
You're still here.
I'm still here.
Yeah.
And I don't plan on going anywhere. I enjoy
something
it
about
here.
that mountain range around us. I don't know. Something. Something in the air.
I guess it's the wildness.
It's a special city. Listen, here's what I really leaned into this for in terms of like creating my brand, the Las Vegas Scout brand, was I got so tired growing up. I meant what I said. I wrote letters to friends. And then I would get letters back. What casino do you live in? Would they teach you stripping and blackjack in school? And like these were genuine questions.
Really?
People actually thought this was that I lived in a casino. I'm like,
so these are questions people
my
ask?
friends would ask me. Yeah.
I thought
people that I would be introduced to were like, or like I said, I wouldn't shut up when I traveled for work. So all the baristas and the concierges and the taxi drivers in other cities are like, so what casino did you grow up in? And did they teach you blackjack in school? And I'm like, what the hell? We are a normal city here. So I used to just get super annoyed at people who just had all these assumptions about my city, and it was so surface. It was so grimy. It was this film on top of the city that I just hated. I didn't like that. I wanted people to see what I knew, what I saw, what you could connect with. But another thing that I started seeing too, as I got older, you meet people who move into town and then leave, I made this rule. You either love it right away or you freaking hate it. If you stay more than a year, you stay. That's it. That's proof. But so I wanted to help the people who landed here who didn't know how to do Vegas. You got to learn how to do Vegas when you come to Vegas. You can't just show up and be like, oh, I'm gonna ask my neighbor for sugar because I'm making a cake and I ran out. No, your neighbor's not at home. They're working graveyard right now. They're not even home.
Right.
So like I just really felt like if someone, I should have done this a long time ago, but I didn't think it could have been me for a long time. But if someone like me could just pull these people in and go, listen. No. Don't come with that expectation. The city will not be anything like you came from. That's the whole point in moving here, right? The city is not going to give you XYZ, but it'll give you QRP, So I just felt like it was my job to help people understand how to do Vegas, why to do Vegas. And if I could get that many more people to love it, then they would all stay.
All right, so tell me this, because I've had conversations with people, when I first came in.
Mm-hmm. Off Twain. Were these people off Twain?
No, they weren't.
Talk about
they
Twain.
weren't off Twain.
Okay.
But at the same time, right now, I don't live in a great neighborhood, which is kind of weird because, I've been moved to other states before, but coming here, it was hard.
It's hard. Mm-hmm.
We couldn't even get approved for anything, and it was weird.
You came at a really crappy time.
That too, but it was also weird because I'm like, it's not like I ain't got a job.
It's because you came during the pandemic and nobody was moving out to give room for new people to move in. People were living for free, rent free, right? That rental moratorium, whatever. So nobody was moving. Everyone's like, well, shit, I'm gonna live here for free. Is that okay that I said a bad word? Sorry.
No, you're fine.
But so people there was no movement and no attrition to give you a chance to come through and actually take up what.
But what was bad about that? They were taking my application fee.
Of course they were.
Fucking bastards.
And they're still doing it. That
pisses me off, man.
Yeah, trust me. There's a whole business that's being done like that. That's screwing so many renters over who are spending $1,000 on 10 different applications combined.
I honestly believe that they should return that money.
I agree with you, and I think that actually, just a side note, I think there's some rules that are being put in place for that, or that have.
They really
been.
Need to because
it's a shady business.
We spent a good $1,000 in 1 week just paying for applications,
and your credit's getting dinged every single time. So now you got to rebuild your credit for 3 years. Yeah, I know.
Them bastards.
It's
hard.
hard.
We couldn't get approved for anything, so we literally stayed in Silver Sevens for 2 weeks.
Yep.
Then they kicked us out. They were like, "Oh yeah, we have a limit." Come on, man. I'm fucking paying you guys.
Man.
And
you guys, People were like, still love Vegas. Wow.
People was like, man, I bet that was expensive. Yeah, it was
Hell
expensive.
Yeah, it was.
But at the same time, I wasn't trying to just live anywhere.
Right.
And then finally, anywhere had to happen.
Right.
And so from there, we went to some raggedy, run-down, roach-infested weekly way
Off of Bonanza?
Way out that way, yeah.
Off Bonanza.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about. Oh, does someone know her city like the back of her hand? Yes, she does.
Right. It was trash, yo.
Yeah.
And I was so hurt, like, yo,
this isn't what I came here to do. Yeah.
I'm gonna want to punch life in the face right
Yeah.
now. And then from there, we finally got approved to the apartments we're at now, which
good.
is still roach infested,
listen,
but we have
it's a
our
start.
own place.
It's a start.
It's a start.
And you can now work towards whatever your plans and goals are, which
Exactly.
could be buying, could be whatever, you know, that kind of thing.
Which the buying part is out the window for right now.
Why?
It's just one. It just seemed like you know, ever since COVID hit, my credit has taken a ding
of course.
in areas that I'm like, yo, look.
Of course.
Come on now.
Everybody, even mine did. Everybody's did.
And then too, I feel like right now I want to invest all my free money into this.
Okay.
So like right now, like I can show you my list. It's just thousands going out the damn wallet. I literally was I got paid one day and was literally broke that same day.
Yeah, I know how that
and
goes.
I was praying to God my wife wouldn't ask for no money. I was like, yep. And it was her birthday.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I did have money put away for that. I was like, here you go. I just handed her the money.
Oh shoot.
Just because I was like, I know she likes to go gambling.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Yeah.
So leave me alone. She won't say too much about asking for too much. And then we went out to eat.
Yeah.
Like, here we go. Pay for that.
Let me convince you of something differently, because I think you can do both. Truly. First of all, what are you trying to spend money on for this? You got everything you need right now. Why are you trying to go crazy?
Well, too, I also, like I said.
I mean, what are you trying to spend money on? Like, literally, tell me. What are you trying to spend money on? You have more shit than I do.
Well, not
and I have a media company.
Well, see, we would.
I'm gonna give it to you straight right now.
I would love to talk more with you about that too.
Let's go.
But what I want to do is I do want to have a media company
Great.
as well.
You have one. It's right here.
But I also, as you can see here, I got my mixer. I used to do music.
Right, that's
This is the newest upgraded version of what I used to have back then. So I also got a recording studio.
That's great.
Which is why you see the sound phone.
What you have set up here is dope. And P.S., you already have a media company. So don't say you want one. You have one. Start calling yourself that right away. That's my advice. You ready? You ready for this?
The mindset.
Are you ready? Let's go.
I'm ready. And then also I wanted to do the film, which is why
Sure.
you see the green there. And I also want to do photography, which is all in one. And then also, you know, from like voice recordings, you know, for like radio, sound overs, all of that. And I'm just like, like I would love to do that. And then too, it's just the other thing is like me personally, I don't have like these special talents like actors do or comedians and this and that, but I love them for it.
Why? Who told you don't have those talents?
Well, myself, you know how we are. We're hard on ourselves.
How much of my story did I just tell you that was all self-limiting?
It is self-limiting. You're right. You're absolutely right. But you know, I love, but because I do love still doing all this. Right. I just love living. You know, like I said, ever since I feel like I beat depression.
Sure.
The whole aspect of life is like
you're alive.
You're alive. Yeah. And so like I see all these people with these talents, and I'm like, yo, let's do something. I love it, you know. So I'm like, yo, let me give you some kind of exposure. Let me do this for you, you know. So it's just like.
So that's a talent, just so you know, connecting people, seeing talent in others, wanting to expose it.
I never looked at it like that either.
Now you know. Now you know.
Again, perspective.
You're awake.
You wake up and you learn more.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was just like that. Those are things that I want to do.
Good. Let me talk to you about the house thing though, because I want to break a lot of, and I hope that people are watching that'll hear this too. Right now, the news is telling everybody not a good time to buy a house. The interest rates are too high. Right. Your credit's bad. You know, it's swirling. The news is being literally told by the government to make us stop spending money as a country because of inflation. They got to slow it down, right? What first thing they do is they raise interest rates from a housing perspective to make it not accessible to people who might have wanted to do that before. So it's slowing down the amount of people that can buy. If you wanted to buy a house, the first thing you should do is don't think you know that your credit's bad. You need to talk to someone who actually knows whether your credit's bad. Because the person pulling a loan for a home is going to look at a different credit report than you are, believe it or not. They look at a totally different set of criteria. And 9 times out of 10, your credit's way better than you think, and it's absolutely eligible to buy a house.
Listen to that,
guys. You have a job, right?
I honestly was self-diagnosing my credit.
Most people do. Credit Karma is not what that's great for monitoring. That's not going to tell you if you can qualify for a house. It's just not. So the thing that I always try to help people understand is home ownership is investing in this, right? If you have a house of your own, you can set this up in your house. You don't have to pay these people.
Right.
Right? If you have a house of your own, you can do this in your garage. You can do both, right? You already have everything you need for right now, just FYI. I don't know what's missing or what's behind here, but I'm just letting you know.
Cameras.
All right, of course you do. You just want to buy all the stuff, and that's fine. I've done it too, so I get it. It's fun. It's fun to learn new stuff. It's fun to try new stuff. Right. But for buying a house, first step is don't self-diagnose. Don't assume. And also, so if you want to spend all your money on this, that's cool. There's also free money out there available. Free. Just absolutely free based on how much you make, based on how old your kids are.
And I'll never take that initiative to go and look for that.
Free money. Because you wouldn't know to. So you have to connect with an expert. So what I've done, because I didn't know about any of this stuff either. I got into real estate. I was a complete moron. I still consider myself a complete moron on financing and how to do it. But I found she's like top 200 in the nation for loan originators, female loan originators, and top 500 in the nation. She's one of my best friends. I said to her, hey, I've got this dream. I want to create this brand. It's Las Vegas gal. I met her 5 minutes after I got my license. And she's one of the biggest in the nation. I don't know how she took a lunch with me, but she did. And she's, oh, okay, that's cute. Oh, cute. Oh, you're just a neat little realtor. How cute are you? Happy to help anytime you need. And whatever it was about our connection on that lunch, she has never left my side. If I call, she answers. She doesn't answer, she's dead. Like literally, I'm like, if somebody call the dog, something's going on. My friend Amber's not answering my phone.
Right.
She walked me through and taught me everything I needed to know in the first 6 months to a year of doing my job. We create content together. We've created channels for her together. So equal exchange of energy. I give my energy into supporting her brand and helping her grow. She gives me education, so I know how to educate my clients more. But she is one of the best people because there's a judge-free zone. There's no judgment. Listen, I don't want anybody running my credit either. I don't want anybody seeing all my mistakes, right? She pulls people's credit. She'll walk them through and go, okay, here's all you got to do. Write a letter to them. Send it off this way. Write a letter to them. Cool. You're not going to be ready for 3 more months, so I want to call you in 3 months. But if you need to do these things, boom, next thing you know, your credit's ready if it wasn't to begin with, right? And then she goes, oh, and by the way, here's 4 new programs where I can get you at least $30,000 free to put down on a house. Do you want to start looking? So it's like, for me, a lot of people, one thing, we shouldn't be listening to the news media about when and if it's not a good time to buy. You didn't say anything about the news, but 99% of the people talking to me are. But the second level is, we don't know. We're not the experts. You don't do loans for a living, and neither do I. So why don't you get an expert best friend who's willing to put their arm around you and say, I believe in you. Invest in yourself, because the more rent you pay out to someone else, that's money going out. Paying your house payment. If you lose your job, that mortgage company is going to work with you to make sure you don't miss a payment or that you don't lose your house. You think your landlord's going to give 2 shits? No, you're out. No. Right? So it's not only like investing in your future, investing in yourself to buy a house. And buy a house now, by the way, is even better because you're getting more free because nobody's buying. So they're like literally making it rain. They make it strip club money. Like, it's crazy right now to buy a house. Free shit for buyers all the time. I'm doing a live stream tomorrow morning. We're going to talk about all the free shit from new homes. Not even a resale, new homes. They're like literally thousands of dollars. What else can we do? Well, you don't like your rate? Let me buy that down for you. No problem. Let me help you, right? So if anybody's thinking right now, especially you, because I like you and I want to make sure that you know this.
I appreciate
I already like
that.
your wife
Thank
too.
you.
I can tell she puts up with you. She's got a good spirit,
she's
right?
The boss.
She's the boss.
She's the boss. I won't deny her that one.
If you both are employed,
we are.
and you have any desire at all to even look into it, make that phone call. Don't wait.
No,
don't wait.
Honestly, right now we do have that desire, especially for what I told you where we're currently at, which is trash.
And she could literally tell you got to wait a year. Cool, but now you know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't know what you don't know. So
right.
I'll get off my soapbox now. But
no.
I just get
That's
real
why you're
passionate
here.
about it because I want people to understand, and because, like I said, now, literally 3 months ago, people will call me, I want to get a new house with a pool, with a big yard. And I was like, okay. Well, line up, because everybody's paying $50K over listing. How much money do you have in the bank? What, none? Don't buy right now, not for you. Which I'm never a don't buy girl. I'm like, we're going to make it work. There was a lot of no. I'm not a no girl. I'm a yes girl. But I had to say no to a lot of people because they weren't flush with cash. They weren't coming from a sale of a house in California with an extra $100K in the bank to get the house of their dreams here and outbid other people. But my, how times change. 3 months ago, that was like that. Here we are. Interest rates go up. Money's not free to borrow anymore. People get freaked out. Oh, I need a deal. I need to make 2% on that. How about you need a house? How about that? How about let's start with getting a house. You can work on the deal later. Work on getting a house. And so because of that, it's brought a lot of buyers that didn't need to be in the market out of the market, and now is the crunchiest, most granola tasty time ever to buy a house for especially for a first-time home buyer, because there is free money. There's the ability to freaking dig in and ask for the seller to pay for shit. Dig in. There's more inventory than you would want, so you have a lot of options. And then you have the ability to really jump in. And then we say date the rate. No, marry the house, date the rate. So you get a rate for your for whatever it's a little higher than you want. Refinance it in a year. The government's already told us the rates are going to go down in a year. So plan for the best, right?
Right.
So I'm just really passionate about it because I see so many people, like I used to do and like you do, assume, either be embarrassed of what not wanting to show whatever, their credit or whatever, or embarrassed of their income or embarrassed of their situation, or frankly just thinking that they know because Credit Karma told them this is what their number is. And
right.
It's like, or they don't have 20% down. You don't need 20% down. You don't even have to have $1 down in some instances. You just got to make sure you're in the right programs for it.
See, and that right there for us, it was more of a part of it was our credit, and the other part was we told we needed like $20,000, $30,000, $50,000 down, and you're like,
you don't even know.
Yo, are you serious?
Yeah.
I'm coming from Colorado, where
exactly.
I was making great money, but now it wasn't so great because it was just like, and I was living in a terrible apartment out there, and they was charging $2,000 a month, and it was like, yo, a kid got shot outside and killed, and you want me to continue paying $2,000 a month?
Yeah.
And what made it worse about that apartment is it was sinking.
Oh no!
So my kitchen was it was leaning so bad. I mean, the ball wouldn't just gradually roll; it would roll.
Oh no!
And so you're like, I was like $2,000 for the ghetto, probably $3,000 for decent areas.
Right.
This is outrageous, yo.
Well, you've already made a majorly wise choice for your family by just getting out of that, right? Being here. And now you gotta figure out how to live your best Las Vegas life. And I think firmly it's planting roots in a city that's already giving you this much opportunity.
Oh yeah, ever since I've come here, I've had 2 bad experiences, but those have not deterred.
Because you're hanging out on Twain, bro. Come on, let's talk about where you're hanging out.
I was jogging one day.
Are you jogging on Twain? I would not jog on Twain. Okay.
I didn't know. I even got pulled over one time, right? Because I was on Twain in Paradise.
Oh boy.
And I was dumbfounded.
You're literally next to the convention center, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, when he pulled me over, I was so dumbfounded. I was like, why are you pulling me over? Like, what the hell did I do?
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't even speeding. I'm on a moped. Like this, I was so confused. He was like, pulled me over. Sir, I pulled you over because you didn't use your turn signal. I literally gave this cop the craziest freaking look ever. I'm like, are you dead serious? Like, you really pulled me over for that BS?
Yeah. No, it's because you were on Twain.
And he goes, well, this is a bad neighborhood.
Oh.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. So.
And that's why it's so important to really connect with the experts in the city. It doesn't have to be me and my team. I have a team of agents that work for me. They all have to be as passionate about the city as I am, or they don't get to work with me, right? They're all amazing. And what I love about us is we're not legally allowed to tell you what's a quote bad neighborhood because I'm not an expert on crime, right? But I can tell you what I live there. Here's my experience with this area. Maybe look up the crime stats, wink, wink, wink. But some people, when you're uprooting and just winging it and running into a new city, you don't have time to do all that, right?
You really don't.
So now you're here and now you're feeling it out, which is scary, right? Because you're putting yourself in situations you probably would never have had to be in. We don't have a lot of quote bad neighborhoods in Vegas. There's a handful. We don't have a lot of them. We really don't.
Well, they say my neighborhood's bad, but I got jumped over there jogging.
Okay, bro. So we need to talk about where you're living.
Well, I live by Clark High School.
Got it. I know where Clark is. Yeah.
So I'm off of Valley View and close to here, but I was just jogging and crazy people. There are some eccentric folks here in Las Vegas, but what's great is the center city of the city, which is kind of right where you're at. And I love the area. Trust me, because it's really close to everything.
It's convenient. Yeah, I love it too. I live downtown, so I love it. I live 6 minutes from here, so it's awesome. But you have to know what you're getting into, right? You have to also take into account what you're used to from where you're from. So anytime people come and move here, they tell me, show me only the nice areas, and I go, well, let's talk about what nice means to you. Let's talk about what does it feel like, when you lived in growing up. Where do you currently live? What do you like about it? What do you not like about it? Because if you don't ask those questions, I'll tell you, I made a huge mistake when I first started not a huge mistake. These were lovely people, but I learned a hard lesson. I don't have much experience outside of Vegas. I've only lived here, right? I've only owned houses here. This is all I know. So I've got these clients who came here, and I think they lived in either Long Beach or Compton. Mm-hmm. I don't know that city. I don't know what it's like there. I just know that it's in like hit the east side on the LBC, right? That's all I know, right?
Right.
And you're straight out of Compton. That's literally all I know. But so I don't know. So they come in town and I start showing them all the areas that I think they would like. And it's all outskirts of town, 10 minutes from the city, whatever. Beautiful neighborhoods, lush, rolling hills, green. They hated every house. They hated every single house. I mean, it's just not really. And I'm going, what the hell is wrong with these people? This is not only a deal, but it's. I want to buy this house. Why aren't you buying this house? They left and came back one more time for another trip, and they kept sending me these houses that were kind of in the hood. I'm not gonna lie, they were kind of in areas like by Twain and by all these Nellis Air Force Base areas that weren't pretty and lush and what I thought people wanted. Right? They had their own characters. So I was like, I mean, I'll show you these when you come, but this is not where you want to be living. Started to finally ask the right questions and realize they're used to their house facing busy streets. That's normal for them. That's not a bad area. I'm like, why would you want to be on a busy street? You know, like it didn't click.
Yeah.
They're used to being able to walk to the convenience store. All these neighborhoods I'm showing them have these gated entries, and you know they're just.
Oh yeah, I don't do gated.
But
entries.
It didn't make sense. So for me, I didn't ask early enough in my career. Didn't ask enough questions to get an understanding what nice to them means. We ended up finding them a gorgeous little house right over here by Nellis Air Force Base. Gorgeous, and the neighborhood is nice, but it wasn't what I assumed people were looking for. Right. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So
no, I completely agree with you on that because for me, for example, I'm not a gated community individual.
Yeah, and a lot of people aren't.
Yeah, and the other thing is like when I don't do the gated community. I hate gated communities, and above all, if I ask you to look for me a home, I'm gonna tell you off rip. It can't have HOA.
Okay. Well, then you're cutting down to about 15% of the city.
And that's fine.
But why? Because you had a bad experience?
No.
Because you heard someone else had a bad experience?
No, I just refuse somebody else to tell me what to do with my home.
True.
There's no way
I get it.
You could tell me I can't paint my house this color when I paid for it. And then you tell me, I'm going to put a lien on your home? I'll bitch slap you. I'm sorry.
So do you know why
kind of language,
but do you know why they do that, though?
Well, they say because it can bring down the value. Right. But then at the same time, that's not always true. And the reason why I say that's not true is because my mom, she's always lived in HOA neighborhoods. And this neighbor decided, I'm going to sell my home for $100,000 less. Yeah. Which, if they could just sell their home for less, and you still want to tell me I can't do this, well, you didn't tell them they couldn't sell their home less. Now they just devalued my home. Right. Which, okay. But even then, let's say I decided, nobody wouldn't have a problem if I sit here and said, you know what? I'm going to oversell my home. I'm going to sell it for $100,000 over for what it is. Right. Oh, all of a sudden, you guys are okay with that. You see what I'm saying? So it's like...
No, I understand that.
So now you're like, well, it brings value to my home. Well, you don't know what I think brings value to my home.
I think it's more about maintaining value. And it's not always... I don't love HOAs either. I'm same reasoning as you. However, in my role now, I understand the reasoning behind them. And the good news here is Vegas is not filled with nasty HOAs. There's only about 3 in the city that I would punch in the face, right? The rest are very amiable. They leave you alone. It's more like rules that we all kind of abide by. Like, okay, nobody's going to do a bright fuchsia house, right? We're good? Okay, stuff like that, right?
Like, I wouldn't do no bright fuchsia house.
But somebody might, and that's why the HOA is in place, right?
There is some, though.
So, but it maintains value. So when you're buying the house, the reason for the HOA is people will say, I like the way this neighborhood looks and feels right now, so I want to make sure it stays this way so that somebody can't come in and do a toilet on the front lawn or park a car in the middle of the, stuff like that. So it's maintaining value, not necessarily adding value. But I totally get your argument. And so we help a lot of people look in non-HOA communities all the time. Center of town where you're at is kind of a great area. There's even areas in the newest areas of town that don't have HOAs, but they are becoming far more popular. So
yeah. I mean, I'm not knocking it. The other thing is I don't feel like I should pay $300 to.
Sometimes they're like $13 though. That's the thing. People assume they're expensive. Yeah,
and that's only because just from other experiences. Yeah. But I'm looking at it like, $300. That's like a car payment.
Of course it is.
Why am I going to pay $300?
I better get some amenities with that or something. Exactly. I better get a country club and a massage every day.
I better see a security constantly driving around this piece.
And that's typically the ones that are a little bit more higher priced. You are going to have the amenities to back it up. You have the community pool. You got the gate, the guard gate. You got the the people that are cleaning up your lawn once a day. Stuff like that. But so what's cool about HOAs is like I said, it's what's your flavor?
I don't know the full gist of all of it.
That's great. No, but
my main thing is just you can't tell me what to do.
I don't like people telling me what to do either. So and I get it. I totally get it. So actually, my ex-husband right now is texting me yesterday or day before, and he's like, So the HOA is telling me I didn't follow the rules and put it in this tree in my backyard and da-da-da-da-da. And what do I do? And I'm like, well, did you follow the rules that you signed off on when you signed in? For the whole point in buying in an HOA is that you say you're going to follow them rules.
Right.
So what's the deal? So he's appealing it, and we walked through what he needed to do. But yeah, you just have to know what you're getting into. That's a great part about buying a house. In the process of buying a house, you have like 5 full days to review all the rules and regs, and you can cancel and get your money back for if you don't like that they don't let you water your lawn on Saturdays, I'm out. I don't want to buy this house. You can cancel and get your money back. So it's really cool because at our due diligence period, when you're buying a house, there's no surprises. It allows you to really dig in and understand, does this fit my lifestyle?
Right.
Okay, these rules are super light. It's just that we're all going to, $14 pays once a month for that gate that lets us, there's no guard, but it lets us,
understand.
Stuff like that. Yeah.
It was when I was hearing these high numbers where I'm like, what?
Of course. And
are you
there better be amenities to follow, but I'm totally with you. Yeah.
But so that was it.
That's cool though.
So tell me honestly, besides this realty, tell me more about the Las Vegas gal.
Oh, what do you want to know? I don't know.
I want to know, what does being Las Vegas gal be?
All right.
I mean, what is Las Vegas gal?
So the brand, it's me, obviously, but the brand, in my opinion, is an honest, authentic person who's not making it rain. Nothing wrong with people who do. That's just not my vibe, right? Not making it rain. Not trying to show you my Rolex and I'm a realtor. Look at how much money I'm making. Like, my Las Vegas gal has nothing to do with real estate and nothing to do with anything other than living your best Las Vegas life. So I'm constantly creating content. It's a content house. We're just a content house. We create content, churn and burn that butter every day for all the platforms, and it's every angle of Las Vegas that I find interesting, that I think others would too, right? Might be a list of the coolest coffee shops. It might be a list of something to do with, like the best neighborhoods. It might be a list of my favorite city restaurants with a view, right? Things like that. So it just really gives me a chance to kind of show the different angles off the strip and on, but because I enjoy the strip too, but on and off the strip, showing people that there's so much more to Las Vegas than the neon lights and strippers and gambling, right? And so it's been kind of my mission to really, I don't want to ostracize the strip, because I enjoy the strip myself. I go up there every week with my friends. We do stuff.
No, I'm not taking it as you are.
No, but so many other content creators in Las Vegas, all they do is focus on the strip. And I think that just really limits and tells the wrong story, once again, of our city. And I want to make sure people know that there's more. So it's just a content house. It's not only I'm living my best life and people are following, and I'm showcasing things that I think they'd be interested in learning more about. And through those channels, I do get real estate leads. So I have real estate content as well, which is great because part of lifestyle in Las Vegas is where you live, right? So it's cool because that feeds my real estate business. But it allows me to still talk about my favorite thing in the world, which is Las Vegas. So it's beautiful.
And we would have to hang out more because, like I said, I was wanting to get into this photography.
Sure,
and
yeah.
I don't gamble and drink. So
yeah.
It ain't just the strip got to my eye.
Yeah, of course.
But there's a whole lot of this has gotten my eye. Like, there's a lot of beautiful sunsets out here.
It's my favorite. Cotton candy skies. Oof.
Oh yeah. Denver, we have that occasionally.
Of course, yeah.
But just me being out here has like literally woken me up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm 43 and I'm just not awake. Like, come on, guys.
I love that. I like that you're in
crazy.
a city that can be so inspiring in so many different ways, right? You could go downtown and have that vibe. You can go to the Strip and have that vibe. You can go to Mount Charleston and have that vibe. You can go to Red Rock. Like, I'm sorry, but you're never going to convince me ever in my life that there is another better place to live. We are a foodie paradise. We are the entertainment capital of the world, right? Food, entertainment. We are a hub. We are 4 hours from the beach or an hour flight. We're 5 hours from San Diego or Mexico if you want to do the drive, or an hour flight. We're $39 flight from San Francisco if you want to go up to the Bay. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're a hub. You can get out of the city anytime you need. You can drive 30 minutes and be in the mountains and have pine cones at your feet and not realize you're in Vegas. You can drive 8 minutes from Summerlin and go to the Red Rock and drive that canyon and just take in the freaking beauty.
See, I'm going to need that tour.
You haven't done that yet? You need to do that.
No, I haven't done it yet. But I do
amazing.
Plan on it as soon as I get one of the cameras that I'm getting next week.
But you can go 20 minutes to the lake. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You got the lake, you got the mountains, you got the snow. You literally can do anything in this city. And if it's not in the city, it's an hour flight away. I promise. The beach is an hour away. Let's go.
So you hear that, guys? You hear that? Look. Oh no.
Someone heard it.
No, that's the wife. But yeah. So you're gonna have to.
I'm happy to show you around.
Hang out.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to show me around. Because honestly, too, there was, I was driving out towards Henderson one day. And I was like, oh, wow, they got a water park out here. I didn't even know it. It just randomly popped up.
That's one of two. Actually.
Yeah, that's what I heard. It's one of two. And it just randomly popped up. I just happened to be just riding down the street. I'm like, minding my business. And
Cowabunga Bay. Yeah.
I think that was the one. It was way out that way.
Yeah.
And I was just like, wow. And I started looking around. I was like, it's literally out in almost nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, wow, it's random.
Yeah.
Like, it just really just popped up on me.
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't been to the other one yet.
It's just in the Southwoods. It's the same thing. They used to be Wet and Wild, which was on the Strip at one point in time back in the day when I grew up here. We actually had a water park on the Strip, which was rad. But it's Cowabunga Bay. They own both now. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, same company.
See, and it was Lana who told me about both of them.
She's right there.
I was like, oh, there's two?
You got to take your kids to Leolana Banana's shop. She's one of my favorite people on the planet. She's amazing.
I got plans on it. I have to find out. I have to ask her where her shop is at.
It's on her Instagram.
Yeah, I do.
You can find it. It's in the southwest part of town.
And I think I'm close to that.
You are.
Too.
You're probably 8-minute drive from where she's at.
So yeah. So she's I'm working on it.
She's amazing. I love that girl. Love her.
Yeah, she's so bubbly. She was so energetic when I had her on. It was just like, wow, you just kind of absorb it and then just like, golly, you just brighten up my whole day. Like, I don't know how'd you pull this off, but golly,
you smiles every day.
You're just happy, huh?
Yeah, she's so cute. I met her. So Leolana and I started our brand about the same time. So she started Leolana Banana, and I just started Las Vegas Gal. And I still do this a lot, but I haven't been able to do it as much this year. I've had some life changes in my own life that I've had to kind of refocus. But I'm a huge small business supporter, like huge. Like I'm a small business cheerleader. It's my favorite thing in the whole world is to not only connect public with small businesses, but to just be in. I love small business owners. In my opinion, are the blood of the city, the lifeblood of the city. The people who have a dream and they're grinding it out every day and they're willing to freaking go through the punches. And so I'm a big cross promoter of small business. And so when I first started the brand, that was a big part of what I was doing. That was one of my big brand pillars. I'm going to promote small business. Yeah. And so I found her online somehow on Instagram. She crossed my feed, reached out, sent her a message. Hi, I had no followers. I probably had 100 maybe. Hey, or less than that, sorry, probably 50. Hey, I'd love to promote you. I know my channel seems small, but I'm going to be big. And either way, would you let me come and interview you? Let me come and spend the day with you. So she said, yeah. And we hung out, became immediate best friends. She was incredible. She had done real estate before, so that was like a commonality. Yeah, she showed me how to make a penis pop, So I was like, okay. It's one of my favorite things ever. And since then, I've just watched her dream come to life, and it's been so inspiring. I love her pink hair. Oh, she's the best.
Yeah, I love her pink hair.
She's normally blonde like me, but I like it pink. I like pink.
It's nice pink.
She works
it well. When she walked in, it was so...
It's a ray of sunshine, man.
Yeah, it was. She was great.
She's the epitome of what I love about Las Vegas. She embodies almost all of it. Yeah. And we have similar energy and personality, so she's the same. Yeah.
So real quick, and guys, real quick, we're going to take a quick 2-minute break. I'll be right back. So just give us a 2-minute break. All right, sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. I actually had to go turn on the air conditioner because it was super hot.
We were sweating. We were sweating it out.
Right. First, we had to deal with some banging on the ceiling. Then we had to deal with the heat, and we're already in Vegas. But back to you. So go ahead and continue. So you and Lena, started at the same time, and she let you interview her.
Yeah, we just had a blast. We just hit it off, and for me, it just inspired me to continue doing what I set out to do, which was continue to turn the spotlight away from me and onto small business owners. So downtown's got an incredible compact group of small business owners. All the main streets getting redone. There's all kinds of little shops and stuff down there. I love the art district. Oh, it's my favorite. I live right down there, so I'm down there all the time.
My nephew stays right there too. So cool. Yeah, like I love that area. How they do First Friday. Mm-hmm. Oh man, yeah. I think that's so awesome.
It's fun. Yeah,
it is awesome.
So I dig into the city. You'll never run out of places to go and things to do and people to meet in the city and things to try.
For my camera.
Yeah.
She's like, you got everything here. Well, I don't have.
You got that phone right there. I know you got a camera on that phone.
Man, I want something that's gonna give me 4K.
Okay, well.
I want to get some pretty pictures.
I get it. Yeah. But don't wait for that to go and enjoy, because I think what's cool is like experiencing it first and then going back and knowing what angle you want to take, how to get that content. That's what I try to do.
Well, see, you're absolutely right on that. First,
I'm a content queen right here. I'll tell you.
You're absolutely right.
I can squeeze content out of this table if you need me to.
Sure you can.
I would. This angle, that angle, and that angle. Someone's gonna think it's interesting.
And see, that's why we're gonna need to hang out more.
All right.
One, I would love to pick your brain on
happy to do it.
Vegas, because I love it out here now. Mm-hmm. I told my mom, I'm like, yo, mom, this place is awesome. If you're going to retire, I wanted her to retire, but she chose Atlanta instead.
It's okay.
So it is what it is.
She can come visit.
She's supposed to be coming out here pretty soon.
Cool.
Too. I don't know when, I forgot. But I absolutely love Vegas. So I am going to need just somebody just show me around, So that's what I want. But
you can start with my YouTube channel, because that'll give you a bunch of ideas to start. But I'm happy to show you around. It's my favorite. Yeah. Also, I love speaking into other small business and small creators as they're getting started to help them learn from my mistakes. So it's I love it. It's what makes the world go round. Story and connection is what makes the world go round. And I like that you're turning yourself into a connector. That's a talent. Most people don't call it that, but it absolutely is.
I never looked at it like that.
To see somebody and then see somebody else and go, you know what, you two should, let me just marry this, and then I'm gonna back away. That's a talent. I have the same talent, and it took me a long time to realize that it's a marketable talent too.
I didn't. Honestly,
You're a connector.
I never thought of it like that,
and that makes you a good person too. I know you said that before. Am I really a good person? You have pure intentions. You're not doing this because you're trying to hustle me for money. You're not trying to hustle. You're doing this for others. You're doing this to help others. I
don't ask anybody for anything besides just tell me your story.
Pure of intention.
I just want to know your story.
And you keep doing that, you're going to be just fine. And in this city especially, and then making sure you stay connected to all the people that you did this with is really important.
Oh, yeah.
Which I have a feeling you're going to do, so.
I'm working on it. Right now, it's just a hard thing is my car broke down when I first got out here.
Oh, God, that's tough. You've been through the ringer.
Man, you wouldn't believe it. It had me sitting here going, Vegas, for real. Come on, we're trying to chill.
Shoot.
But no, my vehicle, the rear wheel fell off. And I'm like.
What the hell?
Oh, yeah, trust me. I was coming down Flamingo just before Eastern.
Wow.
Going, west. And I just stopped at a red light.
Oh my God! Maybe somebody was trying to steal your wheels or something, and then they never got it off, or they got caught in the middle of it. Maybe.
No, because it was actually leaning inwards like this.
Oh shit!
And I didn't realize it because all I know is I stopped at a red light.
Yeah.
No noises, no sounds, no nothing until I went to press on the gas to go. And all I heard was this extremely loud blah, blam, blah, blam, blam.
Oh my God.
And I was like, whoa, it scared me.
Oh my God.
Wow. Whoa, what is that noise?
Wow.
I mean, it was extremely loud. And I'm like, what? So I tried to put it in park and put it back. I'm like, okay. Pow, pow,
my God.
And I was just like, oh my God. What? This? And I look back, make sure nobody hit me.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Wow.
And so these guys who were on the bus stop, they helped me push the car out the street. Because, Flamingo, it's a nice road.
Yeah.
I mean, the roads
over there.
The thing is weird out here. The roads are really nice.
I know.
I came from Denver, and I'm like,
here's what I'm gonna tell you.
Trash this.
The city has always known. I love this saying this. The city planners of the city have always known and expected everybody and their mom wanting to live here someday, right? So they planned it, knowing we need wide street. We need to pretend like a billion people live here. You go to a city like Chicago. City of Chicago, the infrastructure is supposed to house 400,000 people. I think triple that is what lives there. It's like 3 million or something crazy. I'm like, so they're having a hard time out there. Here, We don't have traffic. We have a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but it's amazing. The infrastructure, what the city's
Only
done.
traffic I
been
see
amazing.
was right there close to the strip.
Yeah, but even then,
That's it.
that's 5 minutes. It's 10 minutes. It's not hours like in LA or something.
Right, right.
So I love that. I love that our city planners
did.
thought ahead, and they knew
did
as well
think
as
ahead.
I did. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
they
the
did
city would
think
be
ahead, because
popular.
that was one of the things I told Mom. I was like, yo, the streets are wide
Yeah.
out here. Like every road got 3 lanes.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
It's
all right.
nice.
And they're
But wait,
smooth.
yeah.
Like they just been made yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah. Welcome to
and
Las
then the
Vegas.
other thing too, the roads, because they use a different different
Concrete,
than like every other city.
The
so like when you're
asphalt, yeah,
driving,
yeah.
you don't hear the wheels on the road.
Yeah, it's quiet.
It's quiet.
Yeah, for the most part.
It is very quiet.
Yeah.
So I was loving it. Like, that just the little things had me going, wow, man,
Yeah,
this is
yeah,
great.
yeah.
So but no, I greatly enjoy Vegas 100. Now as far as now let's say you got somebody coming out here who wants to ski.
Yeah.
Where would you send them?
Mount Charleston is 35 minutes away.
And see that
Done.
I didn't know about until recently.
Unless you go to Big Bear, that's 2 hours away, I think. You can go to St. George and Duck Creek. That's 2.5 hours away up in Utah. Bring it. What else you got?
I wouldn't want to go
35
to
minutes.
Utah.
I'm just saying.
Wow, that's
Beautiful.
That's only
up there.
like 2 hours?
It's a 2 hour drive. It's beautiful.
God. And see,
Beautiful.
and I drove from here to Denver and back, but
But you probably went around this way instead
I
of down
went through a little Arizona.
Yeah.
The first 5 minutes I drove through it, I got pulled over.
It's 2 hour drive. St. George is a place that we've taken our kids for a long time for little weekend vacations and just quick getaways. The weather's different. You can do sand dunes, run like you're on Mars, Mad Max, or you can go and do Duck Creek and do a cabin and do snow. You can do snowmobiling. You can do the lake. I mean, it's amazing. It's paradise. It's 2 hours away.
So tell me this though. So tell me, individuals who are coming from out of town.
Yeah.
We all know they all want to go.
Yeah, they go to the strip,
They go to
which
the
they
strip.
should. Hello.
But where are some places that you would send them off the strip that are great, that don't deal with, let's say, alcohol,
Sure.
gambling,
Yeah.
The other aspects of Las Vegas?
Well, if you like food in general, there are thousands upon thousands of incredible, amazing restaurants off the strip, and a lot of them are actually being run by top chefs that work for the big daddy chefs on the strip. So these guys get here, they realize how cheap it is to live here. They're like Las Vegas gives them a more balanced lifestyle, believe it or not, because casinos run differently than normal restaurants, right? So then they go, well, shit, I'm gonna plant my roots here. I'm gonna start my business over. I'm gonna go in the Southwest and buy that little building. I'm still gonna work this job, but I'm gonna have a team running my. So you got like some of the best chefs in the city on the strip that are now planting roots and starting their own thing off the strip and downtown. So I'm a foodie fanatic. So I'm all about it. If you like food, get off the strip and try some of the stuff in the Southwest, in the Northwest. You can go downtown, incredible spots downtown. If you're not about food, or if you are, whatever, you want to do something else, Red Rock is an incredible hike.
And-
They have more than 100 different hikes and trails just in Red Rock alone. Just driving the loop, if you don't want to get out of the car, driving that loop is incredible. It's 13 miles.
What's the loop?
Amazing. So it's literally the road that drives through the whole thing, through the whole Red Rock. So you can get up there, you can park your car, look at the views, enjoy it. Got Lake Mead. You can go do Lake Mead sports. You can go to skiing or go to the lodge up in Mount Charleston. You got Hoover Dam. There's also just really cool places off the strip too, like Seven Magic Mountains. Did you see that before?
No,
It's
and I
free.
just realized
Free.
Hoover Dam ain't too far from here.
It's,
and I thought Hoover Dam was
30
somewhere
minutes
else,
away.
so,
Yeah, not
I was-
even. About 30 minutes away.
Yeah, literally, like right by Henderson. I was
Yeah,
like, what?
Boulder City is
I was
right
so-
right outside of Henderson as well, and it's no gambling. So it's like a little, almost like a time gone by. It's like the literally they're not building new stuff out there. It's all vintagey houses and little antique shops and a soda jerk shop and a candy store.
Really?
Like feels like you're in the 50s.
I'm gonna
when
have
you're
to go out there.
And it's great for kids. There's no gambling. It's right by Lake Mead.
Why do they do no gambling?
That's just the rules of the city. I don't know. I don't actually really know why, but there's no gambling.
But Boulder
so
City doesn't even seem that far away.
it's not. It's 20 minutes from here. Yeah, literally 20 minutes.
So it's funny that they'd be like, yo, Boulder City, Henderson City. I'm like, yo,
They're all
that's
the same.
actually like
It's like 5
a
minutes
street
away.
that
Yeah.
separates everything.
Exactly.
Because it reminds
There's
me
no
of Denver.
official city. Yeah,
Because
exactly.
like in Denver, like literally, it's Yosemite that separates Denver
Yeah.
and Aurora.
Yeah, so
Like,
that's something separating it. That makes sense. No, this is all blended together. Yeah.
So-
And then, so Seven Magic Mountains is a free art installation. It's these massive boulders that were painted bright neon colors and they were stacked on top of each other. It's on the way out of town to go to LA. It's like 20 minutes outside of the M Resort, which is the end of the
Oh
city.
yeah, there's a whole
It's free.
lot that I haven't seen out
Free.
here.
Just take the kids, take pictures, have fun, whatever. You can can go. I mean, there's endless stuff. If you like local casinos, you don't want to gamble or anything. The local casinos have the movie theaters, the bowling alleys, all the cool stuff inside those. Downtown Vegas has got some really great vintage shopping and really cool little malls. There's just, I can go on and on and on. Mount Charleston's awesome too, because in the summertime, it'll be about 30 to 35 degrees cooler up at the mountain, and it's only a 35-minute drive. So if you want to get out of the heat, you guys are like, I'm over it, let's do it. Let's go for a hike, let's go for a walk, let's do a picnic up in Mount Charleston, 30 degrees lower in the summer.
I honestly thought it was hotter. Not hotter, but just as hot.
30 degrees lower because the elevation's so
And see,
much
I ain't
higher.
never really
Beautiful.
been hiking. So.
Yeah, and even if you don't, I'm not a hiker. Like I'm not an outdoorsy girl, but I can appreciate it. I'll drive up there, chill out. Yeah,
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I do like walking some,
Yeah.
but my biggest issue is I don't want to get attacked by a bear.
Yeah, there's not really any of those up there. But no, but it
I
looks
don't do
cool.
bugs.
Even just the drive. Even if you go up there and you have lunch at the lodge, or you go
Yeah.
up take a picnic with the kids, just getting out of the heat. It's worth it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
lots of really great places around town. And outside of all that, we've got great coffee shops, really cute little, things to do off the strip. We've got like extreme, what is it called? Bounce. It's called extreme
them
something for the
trampoline
kids.
places?
Yeah,
Yeah.
stuff like that. I mean,
I love those places.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's a workout.
So, yes, it is. Yeah.
It's a workout.
Yeah. So to me, the Vegas is endless. It's endless. The Strip is obviously the concentrated area of fun, but it's overpriced. But there's free shit to do on the Strip too.
Honestly, I kind of don't feel like it's overpriced.
Well, then-
I mean, I don't know. I guess you know more than me. I just kind of feel like.
I mean, but there's also free stuff to do too. You know what I mean?
But yeah, there was what was it that was on the Strip that was right there that you had just mentioned it.
I don't know.
It must not have been.
Well, there's even like the wildlife habitat that's at the Flamingo. You can go see flamingos and all these amazing birds for free. You can go see mermaids at the Silverton Casino. There's women who dress as mermaids and swim in this massive tank free. So there's a lot of cool stuff to do around town, especially for families. A lot
I've
more than
been here
people
a
think.
year, and I honestly.
Well, sir, you better start watching my podcast. I better start watching my YouTube and my Instagram a little bit more.
I know, right? I should. See, I'm guilty.
That's where all this info is. So,
I'm
yeah.
guilty.
Yeah, no, even if not, though, that's what it's for, right?
Right.
It's meant to be like a hub of resources where people can really learn what they need to and learn more about the city and not feel like they have to go anywhere other than one spot. I just want to be like the hub.
Give them a lot of options.
A lot of value.
Which I won't lie to you, being out here now and then talking to you as well, I've learned a lot that there is a ton of freaking options out there. So it really kind of opened my eyes up more.
Yeah,
like,
and Vegas continues to expand, so it's ever changing, never stopping.
So what do you feel about this new globe that they're building?
The MSG Sphere is it's one of the most expensive stadiums, or I don't even know what they're calling it, that they're ever going to build. I wasn't really stoked about it to begin with, because I'm like, you know what, we don't need another place to show concerts. We got enough of them. But I do think that my guess, and I haven't read anything about this, maybe there's something out there and I don't know. I do think if we get a basketball team, that'll be their home. So I'm kind of excited about that, because I want to.
So that's going to be an arena.
It's an arena. Then they'll have concerts. It's a whole thing.
Oh.
Otherwise, I don't really know enough about it to be not excited or excited. I am excited for Formula One coming to Vegas. I'm real excited for the Formula One.
So you like races?
I didn't until I started watching the Netflix show about Formula One. I was like, what is this Formula One thing they're talking about? And then I was like,
Mario Andretti was all in there.
Bro, that's a great show. If you ever watch that F1 Race to Something on Netflix, so good. And I was like, I'm about it. I know who's my team. I know who I'm rooting for.
Yeah.
So that I'm excited about. The Sphere's cool. I'm all about growth and evolution as long as there's a need or they're bringing something new to the city. So I think the Sphere might be cooler than I think. I haven't really. It's taken forever, so I'm just like, whatever. When it's done, I'll decide if I like it or not.
It is taking forever. I first saw it was in 2020. And it's already 2 years now.
I mean, welcome. Yeah. Well, there was a pandemic, so that happened.
Right.
So yeah. But yeah, I love it. I like growth. I like evolution. I like new. I'm a vintage Vegas person, though. I get very nostalgic about my city. When they tore up the Strip and made the Aria corner look like Times Square, I was pissed for like 2 years. I wouldn't even go. I'm like, I'm not going there. I'm not going to that stupid ass place. I love it now, but I hated it. I was pissed because you don't mess with perfection, people. Also, Las Vegas has a tendency to not hold on much of a reverence for history, right? We just tear it down and rebuild something else. Tear it down and rebuild something else. Blow it up, rebuild something else. And I love the history of our city. I'm a big nerd. I collect vintage furniture. I love vintagey old things because they have stories, And I always get a little sad about that. But I think that's been the charm of Vegas is that we always are new, and that's why people need to keep coming back.
A lot of people,
you gotta love it too,
including myself. guilty of.
Yeah.
Thinking about, for me, whenever I thought of Vegas, it was always like, oh, mobsters.
Yeah, of course, and that is a huge part of our history. If you got, the Mob Museum is a really cool
Oh,
spot.
I love that museum.
It's cool. It's
Oh,
cool.
I love it.
Yeah, I did my
Yeah,
birthday
you guys
at the
gotta go there if
Speakeasy.
you go there.
Yeah, it's fun. They got great, some of the best signature cocktails, the best in that bar downtown.
See, I don't even drink.
The bar downstairs. Yeah.
My wife every now and then gets
Yeah.
me to, but
It's they're good though. They're like $16, and normally that would be a $24 drink on the strip.
Oh, yeah,
They're served in a little bathtub and just oh my god,
I'm
they're so
very
cute.
frugal,
Yeah.
and you trying to tell me to spend $16 on a drink?
Listen, you get your wife to have a couple of those drinks. That'll be $30 worth your time. Trust me. She'll
Oh,
be
yeah.
loosey goosey ready to have some fun.
All right,
That's
now
what
I
I'm
know
saying.
what to do.
Yeah, she's fun.
I'm gonna go
She's
take
fun.
her out and like, let me tell you somewhere I can take advantage of you, girl.
Two drinks, we're done. Yeah.
We're done. Let's
Yeah.
ready. All right.
Yeah.
Nah, but
Yeah. Yeah.
but no, we're gonna start winding it down.
Yeah, this has been great.
We've been running for a good while.
I'm excited though.
But in the meantime, for right now, what I would love for you to do though is everybody who's watching us, let them know where they can find you.
Sure.
At.
Yeah, so you can find me on anywhere and everywhere. It's just Las Vegas Gal, Las Vegas GAL. So you can go to YouTube, type in Las Vegas Gal. You can go to Instagram, Las Vegas Gal, and I'm on TikTok, but I'm not doing a ton there yet. But I'm on there too. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm everywhere. But yeah, just check me out on YouTube's my main platform, YouTube and Instagram. And if you're thinking about coming to Vegas, check out the content. Make yourself some plans and let me know how it goes.
And those who are looking to purchase a home,
Yeah.
how would they go through the same Las Vegas
Same,
Gal
yeah, you can
for-
reach out to me through any of those platforms. We also are SaroneGroup.Vegas is my company's name, so you can go to, which you can find on all of my platforms. But yeah, every video I do has a link. If you're interested in buying, in the description, you just click the link, takes you straight there. You can fill out the information, then we call you and set up a call and get it going. So it's been fun.
There you go, guys.
Thank you so much for having me.
Right, and so one last thing.
Sure.
Tell us something interesting about you that nobody knows.
Oh, that nobody knows.
That nobody knows. That made people like.
Well, oh God, that nobody knows. Okay, not many know this, and those who do know this, I don't even know where they are in the world anymore. When I first moved to Las Vegas, I was, my parents were performers, all that. One of the guys that worked with my dad's band needed somebody to work his other business that he was running. So I was 13, 14 years old, and I was dressing up as Barney for birthday parties. So I literally had to put the purple dinosaur whole suit, walk into birthday parties as Barney, and I did that for a little while. Yep.
That's awesome.
And not many people know that. So I've been hustling and working since I was 13 years old.
So you never know that Barney y'all might have saw might have been.
Might be me.
Might have been the Las Vegas gal.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah,
though.
it's just, I never tell anybody that. Just forget about it sometimes.
Do you have fun doing that?
No, it was horrible. Because think about it. You're dead of summer. You're in a big old purple suit. I would take that thing off and be drenched. Hell no, I did not like it. I hated it. I only did it for a little while for a reason. So.
And there you go.
Yeah.
Hey guys, so we're gonna go ahead and shut it down. Again, check out Miss Las Vegas Gal. I don't know why I was about to say Miss.
That's all good.
Las Vegas Gal on Instagram. Make sure you go to Lacey Sarone's
YouTube, just YouTube.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Well, I'm talking about your realty as well.
Oh, it's the same. Just it's on Instagram as well. Yeah, it's all there. You can find me on Instagram or YouTube.
And again, listen to some of the important things that she said. So if you think you might not be able to get a home now, you're probably thinking wrong.
Oh yeah.
So don't self-diagnose.
Yeah.
Which a lot of us we all guilty of. So don't do it.
Yeah.
If you don't know, go ask.
Yeah.
Use a resource.
Yeah. Let us tell you no. Don't tell your no. Don't tell yourself no. Yeah.
Right. Don't tell yourself no because you don't know.
And we don't believe in no, so that's the reality.
And also never take no for an answer.
That's right.
So,
see?
There you go.
Thank you again. Thank you.
I really appreciate this, Lacey.
It was a pleasure.
On the show. It was great. It was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we could do it again sometime.
We'll do it again sometime, sir.
But you guys enjoy the night. You take it easy.
Bye.